Level 1, 0. You wake up and check the app before your feet hit the floor. $14.50. You know the exact day your rent is due and the exact day your next check clears, and there is a 48-hour gap between them that you are currently trying to bridge with sheer willpower. You are a university student sitting in a library late at night, staring at a scholarship application for a first degree in Italy. You aren't just applying for a school, you are applying for an escape hatch. You look at the plane ticket prices, close the tab, and go back to calculating how many meals you can skip this week. At 0, money isn't a number, it's a physical weight sitting on your chest. You don't have a safety net, you have a tightrope. Every single decision, the store-brand pasta, the canceled subscriptions, the nights you stay in while everyone else goes out, is survival. The first rule, at 0, your time is completely owned by your lack of capital. Level 2, $10,000. The screen flashes red, then green, then red again. You are day trading. You just took a loss, but you don't throw your mouse, you log the trade. You are trying to fix your risk management because you finally realize that the market doesn't care about your rent or your dreams. It only respects rules. You have $10,000 to your name. It took you a year of extreme discipline to save it. The same discipline you use tracking your macros, hitting the gym, measuring the physical changes in your physique over 4 months. You learn that building capital is exactly like bodybuilding. It is boring, repetitive, and requires you to ignore the pain of the current moment for a future result. $10,000 is the most money you've ever seen, but you don't spend it. You realize spending it puts you back at 0. The shift, you stop looking at money as something to buy things with and start looking at it as ammunition. Level 3, $100,000. You cross 6 figures on a random Thursday. No fireworks go off. Your mom comes over to visit from outside the city where she works. You take her to dinner. You pay the bill without wincing, but you don't mention the milestone. People at this level don't talk about money because it makes everyone else in the room uncomfortable. You are driving a car with 90,000 miles on it. Your friends think you're broke. You let them think it. You are watching your capital compound. A 10% return is $10,000. That's exactly what it used to take you an entire year of brutal saving to accumulate, and now the machine generates it while you sleep. The anxiety of survival is gone, replaced by the anxiety of optimization. You aren't worried about starving. You are worried about inflation, tax brackets, and missed opportunities. The third rule, at $100,000, your money finally starts working as hard as you do. Level 4, $1 million. The comma moves. 7 figures. You thought this was the finish line. You thought crossing $1 million meant you would feel a sudden rush of invincibility. Instead, you feel sober. You run the math. $1 million, drawn down at a safe 4% a year, is $40,000. That doesn't buy you a yacht. It barely buys you a comfortable life in a major city. The realization hits you like cold water. $1 million doesn't mean you are rich. It just means you are no longer fragile. You stop day trading for quick hits and start allocating capital into long-term vehicles. You fire your financial advisor because you realize they are just selling you products, not strategies. You start valuing your time at a specific hourly rate, and you aggressively pay other people to do anything that falls below that rate. The shift, the millionaire arrives and realizes that the milestone was never the destination, it was just the entry fee to the real game.
Level 5, $10 million. You are standing on top of a mountain in Geralta. The sandstone drops away beneath your feet, the wind is howling, and the view stretches out for miles. You are completely unreachable. Your phone has absolutely no signal, and it doesn't matter. The machine you built does not require your physical presence anymore. At $10 million, you have transcended the need to trade your time for capital. You aren't checking charts. You aren't managing risk on a micro level. You are managing the people who manage the risk. You fly first class, not for the champagne, but because you need to sleep horizontally so you can be sharp for a meeting that will dictate a 7-figure allocation. You start saying no to 99% of what comes across your desk. The 5th rule, at $10 million, your most precious commodity is no longer money, it is focus. You use your wealth to build an invisible fortress around your attention. Level 6, $100 million. You sit in a conference room with 3 other people. There are no logos on your clothes. The watch on your wrist is quiet, recognizable only to the other people in the room. You are discussing acquiring a company,
restructuring it, and taking it public. The numbers thrown around are entirely abstract. $40 million here, $25 million there. Money has completely lost its connection to physical objects. You don't think about what things cost. You think about what things yield. You have a family office. You have a staff whose entire job is to ensure you never experience friction. You don't wait in lines. You don't deal with customer service. You operate in an entirely parallel economy constructed specifically for the ultra-wealthy. But the isolation is profound. You can't relate to the struggles of everyday people, and they cannot comprehend the scale of your responsibilities. Your reputation is a financial instrument that opens doors before you even knock. You realize the final truth of the ascent. The ultimate luxury of $100 million isn't what you can buy. It is the absolute, unshakable power to dictate exactly how you exist in the world. The balance is $14.50. Somewhere right now, a university student is checking their banking app. They are trying to stretch it for 48 hours. They think if they just get to 1 million, everything will stop hurting. They don't know the math yet. They don't know that the numbers change, the rooms change, but the person making the decisions doesn't. The machine doesn't ask if you're ready. It opens every morning, and it takes whoever shows up consistently. The balance is $14.50. It always starts there. It always will.